back and forth. Oh, I don't understand why.
Audible Acony.
Some focus on Raheem Sterling, who's been challenged publicly by Pep Guardiola in the last couple of days. Almost the get your act together call. Here's a chance to do just that. He's shown faith in him by picking him. And in front of a global audience, taking of a knee, emphasising the no room for racism message. So we're underway. The 7th FA Cup meeting between these two, 4 in the last 9 seasons. Chelsea won the first back in 1915 and the most recent in 2016. And City successful in the 4 in between, including a semi-final here 8 years ago.
Well, straight away you saw Man City trying to press Chelsea really high up the field. Kevin was put under a bit of pressure there.
Here's Ruben Dias with Aymeric Laporte as his centre-back partner today. Cancelo nominally the right back, Mendy nominally the left back. Be plenty of fluidity. Chelsea finding ways to win under their new manager. They don't give much away. That will be tested. That capability of keeping the opposition out will be tested here. This City group could be the most successful English team of all time. That's what lies before them in the next few weeks. But they fell at this hurdle last season. Fernandinho. Both Fernandinho and Rodri playing as maybe defensive screens, and the members of the back four push on as they want to do. Kevin De Bruyne, who had family near Wembley, used to pay visits from his native Belgium to this part of London, never imagining that he would be playing here so often and so successfully. Or maybe he did imagine it. It's certainly come to pass. Thiago Silva, who has been in the wars in terms of lack of fitness, and then with a red card in the one real blot on the Thomas Tuchel record, the 5-2 home defeat to West Bromwich Albion. Second from bottom. Here's Werner, looking for Mason Mount, who knows a lot about Wembley. He's playing here regularly for England, as is Ben Chilwell, to try and link up.
Just looking at the way Chelsea are lining up at the moment, it does look as though Ziyech is going to play very close to Timo Werner up the front. There is Thiago Silva. Talking about that sending off, but he's certainly got his team playing, hasn't he, Thomas Tuchel, since he's been in charge?
Yes, and what is very impressive, Stuart, I think, is he's given all the players their opportunities without really alienating a bunch of them who could think, well, we're not going to be in his plans. The only one who, and he's missing again today, is Tammy Abraham, who has scored some useful FA Cup goals in this run to the semi-final, but isn't on the team sheet.
Well, there is Werner, who's going to play through the middle today. He has played on the left-hand side. We've seen him play on the right-hand side on occasions, but I think he's at his best when he is playing through the middle. He's got great pace to run in behind. Can he show it today?
It's nice movement by Ferran Torres in his first season with the club. What a season it could turn out to be. Laporte. Sterling was closed down but found a clever pass to make sure a teammate was in possession without being challenged. That teammate, Ruben Dias, has to go back to Zach Steffen. In that game, that Premier League game he played against Chelsea, City won 3-1 at Stamford Bridge, but at 0-0 he picked up a back pass and gave, in the end, was a chance not taken by the London club. showed a bit of nerve. And I'm sure he's stronger for that experience. He's been a regular in this run to the semi-final for the club from Manchester.
He didn't really have too much to do, did he, in the game against Everton?
That was the quarter-final. They came quite late to win that. They weren't at their best, Manchester City, and given their recent history and the amazement at what they're doing at the moment, they probably have played better in previous seasons on a consistent basis, but this relentless ability to win. Well, the flag has stayed down here, and Werner's away. He's got Ziyech to find, and Ziyech puts it in the net, but now the flag goes up. I suspected that might happen. Stuart.
Well, I'm right in line with it, and he was offside by a good yard or so. It was a tight one. Man City trying to hold their line, almost on the halfway line here. Timo Werner, Diaz goes and loses the ball there, or heads it into a dangerous area. And Timo Werner, maybe half a yard, but it was the right decision in the end by the assistant on that far side. Good finish from Ziyech.
Yes, Ian Hussein had the situation under his control.
But that's what I was talking about. Ziyech almost playing as a second centre forward alongside Timo Werner at the moment.
He's in there again. There's a good cross by Chilwell, looking to pick him out. Another of the newcomers this season, like Werner.
Mason Mount doing well just to press the ball. He couldn't pass it to Werner because he was in offside position. Great ball from Chilwell. Pulled round on the cover.
Go short at the corner. Reece James involved. It's not worked out too well for Chelsea. N'Golo Kanté has to play it back to Arrizabalaga. Last Chelsea win, of course, against Manchester City. You'll remember it was the night at Stamford Bridge that ended City's hopes of retaining the Premier League crown. Started Liverpool's coronation back in July. Jorginho. Rudiger. It's an imaginative pass from the central defender. Chelsea might be in here, and Steffen's knocked away. There is completed by Cancelo. Good work by Reece James on the right for Chelsea. And you notice, Stuart, in the warm-up, Reece James doing a lot of galloping in that kind of area.
Yeah, we saw Rudiger hit that ball in the pre-match warm-up. It was a lot of Jorginho getting on the ball and hitting balls out to Reece James, who was making those diagonal runs from outside to in. Just couldn't pick out the right pass on that occasion.
Whipped forward by De Bruyne. Gabriel Jesus just having a word with Ferran Torres to suggest you weren't where I thought you should have been. Here's Chilwell.
Slight problem for Thiago here, I think.
That's an early worry for him, and for Thomas Tuchel, as they were together at Paris Saint-Germain.
There's the player that could come on in his place, Kurt Zouma.
Kurt Zouma's had an excellent season. Here's Kanté. Now the faithful Azpilicueta. Chilwell. Mount. Backed up by Rudiger. Chelsea trying to set the early agenda here. Already had a goal disallowed, rightly disallowed. Ziyech. Chilwell rather cleverly took João Cancelo under the ball. And Chelsea have possession again, well forward. That's ball cut out by Rodri. And suddenly Azpilicueta, who played it, has got the chase back, and he's got a problem here. Shape of Jesus. De Bruyne. Bit of a sighter from the Brazilian.
But it was a decent counter-attack, and it was all started off with Azpilicueta giving it away in midfield. As was the case in the final last year, where it was Aubameyang that kept on running down the side of Azpilicueta. Jesus did it on that occasion. And it does come back to him. Reece James should be closing the ball down, allows him to come infield far too easily.
While Stuart was describing that, there was a typical Fernandinho tactical foul on Mason Mount. Mike Dean has given the City skipper the benefit of any doubt as it should be an early yellow card. Mount, I think, thought it should have been. De Bruyne. Well, there's still a place for that in the game. Get it out of harm's way from Rudiger. There's a high foot by an apologetic Ziyech. Chelsea having a decent share of possession early on. Sterling trying to get away. Jorginho's often accused of lacking pace, particularly when running back towards his own goal, but he did well then.
He fancied Sterling to get away from him on that occasion. He just got the slide challenge in, Jorginho.
Diaz. Always very tense affairs, semi-finals. The worst round, it's often said, in which to lose. No one remembers the losing semi-finalists, but they do last season because Manchester City were one of them and Manchester United were the other. Chelsea have had an extra day. It's rest. They played their second leg of the quarter-final of the Champions League on Tuesday. Of course, they operate from a base much closer to Wembley. You could argue for Manchester City that they know this stadium inside out. Been here so often. The Etihad of the South, some of their fans call it. Yes.
Yeah, this is the area where Laporte can come forward. He's got to drag Conte out, then the ball can be played forward, then they can find a bit of space. It happened against Everton late on in the game. He didn't do it enough, Laporte.
Cancelo trying to slip it beyond Chilwell, but easy for Rudiger. Ziyech just got away from him and Diaz was able to step in. Yeah, I think it's fair to say, Stuart, you spotted that in the Everton game a long time before Laporte did, but it did have a big factor in the breakthrough later in that quarter-final.
Again, he's going to have a lot of chances if you just look the way they're set up at the moment. They can switch the play to him. He's got 30, 40 yards to run into. Here it comes. Unfortunately, the pass is behind him.
Sterling. We have a semi-final tomorrow between Leicester and Southampton, where there will be some spectators. Rodri. Now Torres. Chelsea quite happy to play from the back and use the running power of N'Golo Kanté. He was a bit lucky with the pass. Werner. Now Ziyech, who's got himself involved very early on here. Only really Werner to try and find. Maybe Chelsea a little bit reserved in that respect because they know how Manchester City can counter-attack on them, but they don't do that very well.
Well, that's a poor bit of play from Sterling. Jesus had made a run down the side of Azpilicueta. The pass had to be a lot better and played a lot earlier.
What do you make of the Sterling situation and the fact that Pep Guardiola, who very rarely does discuss his players, particularly negatively in public? A bit of a rebuke.
Yeah, I think he's not quite happy with the way he's been playing. Maybe not happy with his attitude at the moment. Just gone off the ball, that's for sure.
Chilwell. Stopped by Fernandinho. De Bruyne at the moment floating across midfield to try and get in a position to influence the game further forward. Has played a fair bit, and I'm not quite sure what that was. And Laporte, expecting a run that wasn't there.
I actually think he was going for goal.
Do you think so?
I think he saw Kepa was quite a way outside or on the edge of his box, but he might drive it towards goal and get it over the top of him.
That was the one that we didn't see in real time. Fernandinho and Mount.
Was there a little boot in the face? I think that's what Mason Mount thought was the problem.
Conte tight on De Bruyne. Runs on for Mount. It's got Chilwell outside him. It's a combination that's working well for Chelsea under Thomas Tuchel, but Mount uses him as a decoy and tries to run through the whole of Manchester City. His dander up a little bit after that incident with Fernandinho. What a season he's having for club and for England. What we can say about the majority of, if not all of these players, is they are no stranger to big games. João Cancelo. Worked it out to Benjamin Mendy very often. To these sort of areas, Laporte gives it instead to Jesus. And here comes Ziyech. Now James. Rudiger. I always think of Thiago Silva in the semi-final that he didn't play in, which was the World Cup semi-final. They lost 7-1 to Germany, Belo Horizonte. Chelsea looking good here. Come all the way to Chilwell. It was there to strike on the volley. Possibly he'd be thinking now he could have taken a touch, but if they fly in, you're a hero.
Well, that's what you want when you're playing with two
Goreme dia
wing-backs.
to Musaka.
Reece James going down the right-hand
Ito
side
po,
in a bit of
Alvaro.
space. It's a good switch of play to him. And as it's played out to him, Chilwell is making a really good run to the far post, and he picks him out brilliantly. I think he just tries to hit through the back of the board. It comes off the outside of his boot. And you're absolutely right. He did have time to take that under control and get his shot away.
Thomas Tuchel looking primarily for a place in the final, but also on his CV it would be a first win over a Pep Guardiola team. Chelsea think they can maybe steal the ball off Zach Steffen. They certainly press with plenty of vigour there. They've ended up with a throw in City territory.
good start to the game. Ziyech playing as we talked about, as a second centre forward. We usually see him out on the right-hand side, coming in on his left foot. He's playing fairly close to Timo Werner so far.
Conte. Thiago Silva. There's an air of authority about his movement, which also a reflection on a stellar career. Bernardinho still biting in midfield. Played and scored against Chelsea for his previous club, Shakhtar Donetsk. He's in City a long time since then. Here's Mount. Chilwell. Werner gives it to Chilwell again.
de Kotovara olmuş arumuydu. de Kotovara olmuş arumuydu. Kotovara olmuş arumuydu.
看这次进攻魏超伦，这球给的意图不错啊，但稍微有些大。这球，梅西保利的双手还挺白。这脚传球有危险。黄金泽，罗红石，是童飞哥。童飞哥是顶替了刚才王微博的位置。双方陷入了肉搏战。射门对比，那么北京北体大是完成3脚射门，陷入了肉搏战。南城是打了12脚门。李奇，好球！说梅西保利，这一次胸部停球，有没有机会直接打门？这球没压住啊！那这个球呢，维迪奇传的非常不错，梅西保利自己没能够压住。今天看防，梅西啊换了2个人，一个是杨帆，一个是宗可一。杨帆对梅西的看防是非常到位的，而且应该现在是能打一个满分啊。但是这个宗可一登场之后啊，他这个位置一直盯不住梅西的跑位，还是和杨帆是有一定的差距。